Now at 4:30 on WKYT this morning, it is a tragic loss for a southern Kentucky community. Police say a child was hit and killed by a school bus. What we've learned, including the name of the child, coming up, and more about the investigation.
A dramatic rescue at an eastern Kentucky construction site. How emergency crews saved a man who fell into a concrete pier. Also, distracted driving has become such a big problem in one central Kentucky county that the sheriff says his office will now be cracking down on it.
Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT This Morning.
Good morning to you and welcome. It's your Tuesday. We're glad you're with us on WKYT This Morning. I'm Bill Bryant.
And I'm Rebecca Smith. A little bit cooler out there. And for a look at things, let's go to WKYT meteorologist Micah Harris.
Yeah, we're sitting in the 30s outside. It's a chilly start to the day, but at least it's dry once again. Now look, we're going to go through the next couple of days and see big time temperature swings, much like we saw yesterday. Yesterday in the northern zones, afternoon, it was 40 degrees in Covington. Down in the South, London, you were at 70 degrees yesterday. Right in the middle, the heart of Lexington and all that, we were right in the mid-50s. So there is a big temperature gradient, and we're going to deal with that once again for today. 53 degrees, some down to the south, down in the 60s. Small chance of rain, but it really picks up in the next couple of days, and I'll show you that coming up in a few minutes.
All right, we'll see you shortly. Thank you. In the news, investigators in Whitley County call it a horrible accident. They say a 10-year-old boy was hit and killed by a school bus moments after being dropped off at his home.
It happened yesterday afternoon on Highway 779 near the Rockholds community. Officer Don Evans shot this video from the scene from Sky First. This morning, we're learning more about what investigators think led to this. Monique Blair has the story.
Around 3:45 this afternoon, police were called out to the scene here on Highway 779. When they arrived, a 10-year-old Whitley County North student was pronounced dead at the scene. The Kentucky State Police say he was hit by his school bus in front of his house.
He was really sweet.
Whitley County Sheriff Colin Harrell says the boy cleared the bus, but somehow went into the ditch line and came back under the wheels. Carla Lambden has lived just feet away from where this accident happened and says she knew the victim, and he, along with a few other kids, got off at this bus stop every day.
He was careful. I mean that was so surprising that it was him, because it didn't sound like something that he would have done.
Sheriff Harrell says one or both of the boy's parents was outside waiting for him when he got off the bus, and they witnessed the accident.
You can live your whole life and nothing like this happens, and then all of a sudden it happens. You think it's not going to happen in this community, it's not going to happen to us, but it has.
The Kentucky State Police had crews out at the scene all day today reconstructing what could have happened, and they say the accident is still under investigation, but it appears it was quite possibly just an accident.
Obviously it's a horrible tragedy, and we certainly, our hearts and prayers goes out to each and every person that's involved or this incident may have touched. Just a horrible tragedy here today in Whitley County.
In Whitley County, Monique Blair, WKYT.
Well, the boy has been identified as Jonathan A. Chatham. Whitley County school leaders have canceled school today because of this.
New this morning, the Clay County coroner tells us that human remains were found in a forest. The remains were found by firefighters with the U.S. Forest Service off of Ephraim Creek Road. Crews were fighting a forest fire when they found the remains near a cemetery. Kentucky State Police are investigating. The Clay County Sheriff says there are no active missing persons cases in Clay County right now.
This morning, we're tracking the investigation into a fire at a Lexington home that left a man badly injured. That fire started yesterday morning on Woodbine Drive off Clays Mill Road. Investigators say the man lived at the home with his father. They say he suffered life-threatening injuries and is now at UK Hospital. Investigators say they also found a drug lab in the home, so police and hazmat units were called in, and neighbors say they're shocked by what happened.
Oh, they're nice people. We've lived here 9 years, and they've always been really nice. We all kind of keep to ourselves, you know, because lives are busy, but I feel bad for them. I really do.
At this point, investigators aren't sure what caused the fire. They say because of the hazardous material inside, they had to decontaminate firefighters, officers, and even a dog at the home.
Coming up on 4:35 on WKYT, and a man accused of shooting a 9-year-old boy in Lexington says he is not guilty. Alberto Contreras was arraigned on an assault charge yesterday. Earlier this month, police say he shot at a car with a boy inside it. Police say he had parked his car near a dumpster where the victim's mother worked. She asked Contreras to leave, but police say he later followed the woman and her family and fired the shot. Family friends say the boy is still in critical condition at the hospital.
Well, a construction worker had to be rescued after falling into a concrete pier in Perry County. It happened at the site of a bridge replacement project on the Highway 80 of the Combs community. Investigators say the job site foreman lost his footing and fell 20 to 30 feet into the partially completed pier. Rescuers lowered a basket into that area and rappelled down to him to safety. They say he's lucky to be alive.
It was kind of like in a pinball machine, except the side walls of the concrete and the rebar and the steel. He's very blessed to be alive right now. Yes, he is.
Close call for him. Investigators say the man was airlifted to a hospital. His name and condition have not yet been released to us.
This morning, police have arrested a Madison County couple accused of being under the influence of drugs while with their 19-month-old son. Berea police charged 47-year-old Michael LeComp and 43-year-old Amy Hagan with public intoxication and endangering the welfare of a minor. Police say they found LeComp passing in and out of consciousness in a car outside a Dollar General store. They say the child was in the back seat and Hagan was inside the store. Police say the child is now with social services. Well, the Franklin County Sheriff says consider this a warning. His office is looking out for distracted drivers.
The sheriff said distracted driving has become a huge problem in Franklin County. Really, it is everywhere. So now he and his deputies are cracking down and handing out the fines. Sam Smith has the story.
Drivers in Franklin County have noticed the dangers of driving while distracted.
I would rank it there with drinking and driving.
I certainly notice people on their phones, texting, swerving, going too slow.
The sheriff's office has noticed it too. For the entire month of April, deputies will be in unmarked cars, working in teams to find distracted drivers.
Looking for people that are driving and texting, that are reading emails, that are reading the newspaper, putting on makeup, all those things that people do when you're going down the road.
This initiative is possible because of a grant. Those funds will go towards overtime pay.
We're seeing an increase in crashes, especially among our younger people that are texting and driving. And you know, we have some very unforgiving roads. A lot of our crashes involving teens, they'll drop off the road shoulder, overcorrect, and wind up getting hurt or hurting somebody else.
Deputies will patrol the entire county looking for violators and handing out fines that reach $160.
I just think people need to not be so foolish and take into consideration that, you know, it's really not worth it.
In Franklin County, Sam Smith, WKYT.
All right, thanks so much, Sam. The sheriff says drivers are encouraged to report anyone that they see driving distracted or dangerously.
A man and his grandchildren had to fight off a stranger who they say attacked and threatened them. Robert Redmond says he was outside his Frankfort home with his grandchildren over the weekend when a stranger approached them. Redmond says the stranger said God wanted him to have one of the children. Then Redmond says the stranger attacked him. As his grandchildren started kicking the stranger, Redmond says he broke free, grabbed a gun from his truck, and shot the man in the leg. And the kids say this gave them a chance to practice their karate lessons.
I was the only line of protection for my wife and my grandkids. And he was not going to get past me.
We have to practice a lot. And that guy was the perfect target.
Police say the man shot and had non-life-threatening injuries. They say so far no one has been charged with a crime, but the Commonwealth's attorney will investigate.
All right, the school day will be a little bit longer for Fayette County students. The Fayette County School Board approved extending the school day by 30 minutes beginning April 20th. That will continue through May 29th. That's the last day of school. At this point, school leaders say they're extending days to make up for time missed for snow. Fayette County schools had 7 snow days this winter. The schools also set high school graduation dates and times. We have information on our website, WKYT.com.
All right, a little longer days to try to make up those days. Our time this morning coming up on 4:40. Good to have you with us. WKYT This Morning is just getting started.
More parents than ever are oversharing information about their children on social media. Moms Every Day has more after the break.
Looking at the 30s outside this morning, another big temperature ride for today, and also heading through the next couple of days, very mild, very cold. I'll show you that latest forecast coming up.